A live look inside Chase Field. All that weekend rain has moved on. A nice sunny day today, so we are open for business. The Diamondbacks and the Yankees. Welcome to it.
What's going on, everybody? John out here with you. We are in Arizona and Chase Field. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks who made the World Series last year, lost to the Texas Rangers. They're going to be taking on the New York Yankees. D-backs are 3-2 to start the year. The Yankees are a blistering 5-0. Again, 4 wins over Houston and then beating Arizona last night. It's a good start for the Yanks. They're going to be leading off on the top of the first. Manager Aaron Boone, their lineup sounds like this. Gleyber Torres plays second base. Juan Soto in right. Aaron Judge batting third. Center field, Anthony Rizzo cleanup at first base today. Giancarlo staying in the middle of the order, DH. Alex Verdugo will bat sixth in left field. Anthony Volpe at short. Oswaldo Cabrera at third. And Jose Trevino is going to get the start behind the plate today for the Yankees. And for the Arizona Diamondbacks, head coached by Torey Lovullo, their lineup sounds like this. Ketel Marte will lead off, play second base. Blaze Alexander, the young man, is going to get the start at DH. Lourdes Gurriel at third and left field. Christian Walker cleanup, first base. Eugenio Suarez, third base. Gabe Moreno, catcher. Jorge Barrosa will get the start in center field because Alec Thomas on the IL. No Corbin Carroll today. That's why Blaze Alexander's in the lineup. Jake McCarthy, eighth in right field, and Geraldo Perdomo will bat ninth, playing short. So first pitch is underway, and both of these will miss. Make it 2-0, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball on the latest. So I have the Arizona feed here, and if anything changes and we need to, we can make some adjustments. As Gleyber Torres already has a 3-0 and hitters count, a fastball way outside, and Zach Gallen is already trying to find his location here. And for Zach, for me, again, we know how good of a starting pitcher he can be. I'll give you some of those notes in a second. They're going to give him the friendly call of a fastball just outside the left of the box. Make it 3-1. But 17-9 last year, 347, 112 whip. Those numbers are decent. It could be better. And he's going to have to find a way to try to be that ace still, even though they added Jordan Montgomery. This one, again, just off the edge of the box. Make it 3-2. It's all fastballs so far in this at-bat. It's a full count. Zach Gallen trying to go from 3-0 to 3-2 and punch out Torres or get it out here as the pitch clock's down to 3. And this fastball low. So they made Gallen throw a couple of extended pitches. Didn't matter anyway. Still draw the walk. So Gleyber Torres is on base to start this game off. John out here with you. I'm your play-by-play man. Again, I was going to cover the Tigers and the Mets. When I was doing the notes last night, they said 97% chance of rain. So why not do another matchup, and why not get one that's probably more high profile, honestly, between the Yankees and the Diamondbacks? Juan Soto batting a clean 450 so far within the first 5 games, but his season numbers last year, 35 home runs, 109 RBI. Again, as we said a couple days ago, between the Red Sox and the Mariners, it would be a down year for Soto. I was comparing that with Devers. And this is a left-handed swing that when they get that home opener in pinstripes, I mean, I thought about it like Curtis Granderson. I know Soto's a much better player, but a left-handed swing that's made for that ballpark, that's going to just constantly drive in runs. I wouldn't be surprised to see Juan Soto get to the 130, 140 mark in RBI. He's ahead 2-0, so Zach Gallen struggling to find the zone. 93 will catch the inside of the box. Juan Soto will shake his head yes and take a 2-1. He's very noticeable for doing that shuffle, and he gets very animated behind that strike zone. He does not get the pitches he wants. 2-1. Soto gets ready, cocks the bat over his shoulder. Gallen's using all the pitch clock here. 86 on the changeup, and Soto way out in front of it. Almost hit Aaron Judge in the batter's box. He's sitting on deck. For Zach Gallen, you got a four-seamer, a curve, a change, a cutter, and a slider mixed between the 94 to 83 differential, so not a lot of MPH difference. So you got to make sure you miss bats. He'll grab the rosin bag and take his disengagement. For the Diamondbacks, they're able to take 3 out of 4 against the Colorado Rockies. You would think that would be the absolute standard. Here's the 2-2. Change up out in front. This should be an easy double play. Flip over for Perdomo to Walker, Ketel Marte, no problem. 2 up, 2 down, and the bags are empty, and it will be up to Aaron Judge to try to continue this top of this first. No problem for Walker to flip back over for Ketel Marte. Easy standard double play there, right to the first baseman. Big number 99 will get set to check in right now. Hard to believe, but Aaron Judge is 32 years old now. Don't know if you would have had that on your bingo card, but again, it was more of a late call-up for Aaron Judge more than anything. Didn't he really only get his start with the Yankees by the time he was 26, 27 years old? He's having a miserable start to the year, 143 and 1 RBI, but again, Yankees haven't lost yet. They're 5-0. Spiked in the dirt on the fastball. And Zach Gallen is not getting good control of that baseball right now. That's why that double play was so big. 13 pitches into his day and 2 fastballs way out of the zone, and that one got Trevino out of the crouch, or excuse me, gave Moreno out of the crouch and had to go ahead and watch that one go by. 2-0. And this one spiked in the dirt as well, 3-0. So Aaron Judge again, this is the second 3-0 count. Gleyber Torres had that to start the game. Pitching coach for Arizona looks on. That's not Torey Lovullo. 3-0. This one is way down low, and Judge will take an obligatory walk. None of those were awfully close, and they were all fastballs. So the cleanup man, Anthony Rizzo, again, he's won the World Series with the Chicago Cubs. Again, for any Cubs fan, you always have to mention that with Anthony Rizzo, even though it's been a long-time Yankee at this point. 244 last year, 12 bombs, 41 RBI. 34 years old now for Rizzo, 222 so far this season with ribbon. Scott Judge at first after the walk. This fastball way down low as well. And I think this is a good meeting from Gabe Moreno. And they're going to go out right now and check on Zach Gallen and make sure that he's okay, because he had a 3-0 count against Torres, a 3-0 count against Judge. You've already had 2 walks in the inning as well. And none of these pitches have been close for Zach. So a little bit of a measure of concern here early for the Diamondbacks. So why not? Zach Gallen, pretty much their ace. You can also talk about with Jordan Montgomery in addition. He might become the ace of this pitching staff. That's a good problem to have. But when you see Zach Gallen miss as bad as he has early in this game right now, you kind of make you think that something's wrong. So they got the meeting with Gallen, try to see if they can settle him down. They try to find a way to get in the strike zone here. He did get a double play. 87. This is going to be stabbed. No problem here for Ketel Marte. So no problem. The control was wild, but Zach Gallen will take it. We'll go to the bottom 1. Diamondbacks. Be up to the plate scoreless.
Team up with Polaris Ranger. Build your backyard oasis today. Smart toilet Uni 2.0. Only from Kobo. Tuesday. It's an early start for the Mikel Marte set to lead him off. Soto. Different look for the Orioles lineup tonight. No doubt, but for me, Rosa down the 7th spot, just as Volpe in the 7th hole. Got big hit last night, his first major league at bat, pinch hitting in the ninth inning. So I'm looking for him to have a big day tonight for the Diamondbacks.
So as we gave you the lineups here for the Arizona Diamondbacks, we did mention Alec Thomas on the IL, Corbin Carroll getting a day off. So it's going to be with Blaze Alexander batting second. Ketel Marte is leading off right now, but Jorge Barosa seventh as Marte will blast a pitch all the way down the right field line foul. Nestor Cortez got roughed up pretty good for the New York Yankees last time out. Again, his ERA was in the sevens. 4 earned runs against the Astros. We're going to win. Marte is going to hit one good down the left field line. This is going to be scolded. This is going to be an easy play for Ketel Marte to get in second base, as Verdugo is going to have to play this one off the wall. So Ketel Marte, right on cue, gets a fastball at the top right side of the zone and just supplants that thing in off the fence. And that's at 90, so the velocity is not very hard. And that was just scolded down the wall, bounced off the fence. So good start for Ketel Marte and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Again, Nestor Cortez, last season, 5-2, 4.97 ERA, 125 WHIP, and 12 starts. He was hurt for most of the year. 2022, he was dominant with 244 and an 0.92 WHIP. He's got a fastball, cutter, slider, and changeup. He tops out about 92. He drops off the slider at about 77. So the differential and speeds are good, but the velocity is not very high for Nestor Cortez. Kind of the same thing we said for Zach Gallen. Top of the first, you got to locate in that strike zone if you don't want to get beaten. Blaze Alexander, the rookie, he's the DH now. I think he's like 24 years old from what I saw on the side of the notes. Let's see if I can get a click on that now on the ESPN side of the box score. Yes, he is a 24-year-old. He's going to be a DH today. He does play short, but they're going to go with Perdomo. He's going to hit this one right up the middle. That's going to go through. It's not going to be able to test the arm of Judge because Ketel Marte scores. And the first two batters reach for Arizona. Blaze Alexander, the 24-year-old, is going to drive in an RBI. So this one down with the cutter, and this one is caught too much of the plate, even though it was down. Anthony Volpe couldn't get a glove on it. That was hit too hard up across the middle. So a dream start for the Diamondbacks, coming off of last night's loss to the Yankees. This is Gurriel. He'll sky this one in the shallow right field. And this will be Soto who backed up. He almost called it for Judge, but Soto's going to take it. And Gurriel will drive along out and keep Blaze at first. Again, and they lost to the Yankees on Monday. That means Arizona's lost one game out of the 3 out of the 4 against the Rockies, and then the first of 3 here against the Yankees. So they're going to want to not really right the ship. Again, 4-2 start will be good considering everything else because the Yankees are a really good squad from what we've seen early in the year, even though they're going to miss Garrett Cole for quite a while. So first pitch is the cutter. That's be called for a strike near the top right of the box. Christian Walker batting .250, 2 home runs and 5 RBI in this early portion of the year. Again, that power bat that they desperately wanted. He just wasn't able to wake up during the World Series, and that kind of played a lot of the problems, and that's what kind of sent the Diamondbacks back, essentially, able to lose in 5 games to the Texas Rangers, 1-1, as the 4-seam misses high, and the disengagement will be used by Cortez. Lead Alexander back to first as you get the obligatory boos. John Hunter with you. I got the Arizona feed. It is the Yankees and the Diamondbacks. This is covering for a rain delay in between the Tigers and Nets. Kind of figured that game was going to get postponed, and it did. Alexander's going to go. This is going to bounce, but it's not going to be far enough. Volpe will save it to go to center field. So Trevino, no chance. Blaze Alexander, by the time Trevino got the transfer, he was already, 75% the way to second base? And by the time the ball was there, he was already sliding in with his hand on it. So first career stolen base for the rookie. So Blaze Alexander is having himself quite a ball game right now. He's already driven in an RBI, got a stolen base. Christian Walker got a runner in scoring position, looping curveball, and this didn't get all the way across in the strike zone. Make it 3-1. Eugenio is going to be on deck here for Arizona. Again, former Tiger, former Mariner, former Red. He's been a power hitter wherever he's gone. See if Walker wants to get nasty on this hitter's count. This is a curve. This is going to get through the infield. Verdugo will stop the runner at third with Blaze Alexander. It'll be Christian Walker coming through down the third base line. That was past Oswaldo Cabrera off the dive. Christian Walker just took the cutter or the curveball and served it right back where it came from on third base side. I think Volpe trying to get the shift there, but that was Oswaldo as he's able to get a base hit. Now Eugenio Suarez. The last thing you would want to do here, even though it's early in the game, is hit into a double play. You got runners on the corners, and you got Cortes in trouble here. 333 so far for Suarez. Takes a fastball, busts him in. Suarez will spit on him. Again for Eugenio, 22 bombs last year, 96 RBI. He's a guy that can get to 35 and 40 when he's right. 1-0. Is this another fastball? They're trying to go in. This time Cortes does get the call. This one just dive bombs a little bit toward the bottom right corner rather than just all the way inside. It does get the friendly call. We'll give you the home plate umpires when we see them here. This time Cortes snap throw. They're going to try to see if they were going to pick off Blaze Alexander. That was a cutter at 85. Looked more like a curve. Almost hit Suarez in the head. And in that same time, they wanted to look over to try to get the runner at third. And boom, going through the signs here. I think they're taking a particularly close look at Blaze at third. Suarez up ahead, 2-1. This will be slammed for a base hit in front of Judge. And the Diamondbacks take a 2-0 lead as Eugenio Suarez will uppercut this thing in the right field. And now the pitching coach for the New York Yankees got to go back out there. They did this for Zach Gallen in the first in Arizona. They're going to do this for Nestor Cortes in the bottom of the first year to check on him to make sure he's okay because he's serving up meatballs all over the field. It's singles, but they're adding up right now. And the D-backs got a 2-0 lead. And they could put the pain on Nestor Cortes early, and they could force me to go through a few cough drops. As man, oh man, Aaron Boone is not on the phone yet, but he might have to start thinking about it. This is just 17 pitches into Cortez's day. I know that sounds like a joking matter, but for Arizona, this lineup now, you got Gabe Moreno. Slow start to the year, but still 4 RBI, 610 OPS, 188, but 4 RBI, batting 6. Then Barossa, McCarthy, and Perdomo, you got the speed at the bottom of the order as well. So Suarez is going to stay tailored at first, and just because there's a runner at second anyway. We're looking at Suarez Lobo now. Doesn't have a ton of foot speed. Walker at second. Gabe Moreno take a curve at 78. This will be just off the outside top of the black. John Under with you on the call. D-backs certainly striking right now. Got 2 in the bottom first. Against Nestor Cortes, they got him on the ropes. 92, good fastball. Just will clip the bottom left side of the strike zone, trying to get a backdoor fastball there. And now Moreno's going to have to try to keep a short swing here. We'll serve this one down the right field line a little early on that 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Again, as we said, Cortes is going to have to live on the corners. When you don't have that velocity, you're not going to be able to fool a lot unless you can really bury that in the dirt and get them to go after cutters or curves or anything else that you want to feature. 92 high. Moreno will stay alive with it. That was outside the zone, but probably too close to take. Cortes already 22 pitches into his day with 1 out. Runners on first and second in Suarez and Christian Walker. Pitch clock down to 5. Another curve, and Gabby's doing a great job here. Just continuing the battle against Nestor Cortes. He's been down 0-2 in the count since the start of this at-bat, essentially. This will be pitch number 6 in the sequence. We've seen a sweeper, several four seams, and a cutter on the last. This is a fastball. This is going to drop as well. They're waving the runners around, and this is going to score. And the Diamondbacks now have a 3-0 lead. It's death by singles here. And Nestor Cortes, death by 1,000 cuts. He's getting wounded here. And the Diamondbacks are doing heavy artillery singles, and they're putting it right in between the outfielders this time of Soto and Judge, as all Soto can do is play it off the hop. And this is getting ugly here for Nestor. Again, that 7.30 ERA thereabouts. This is going to balloon to infinity if he's not careful. And yes, that's a real stat. Barossa, he goes bunt. They will get the out maybe at home as Suarez looks like he's a dead duck. They will get the transfer. Now the throw over to first. It's a double play. The Yankees gave up 3, but the Diamondbacks with some buffoonery on the base paths will give up 2. Torey Laveau says, hold all tickets here. He wants to challenge it. Now he says no. Diamondbacks do score 3. You kind of wonder if they're going to regret leaving some ducks on the pond. Some bad base running after a Barossa bunt turns into a double play after 1. 3-0 Arizona.
You're not just a homeowner, you're also a double game window that apparently weighs 800 pounds. Fortunately, you've got heating and cooling built and tested to keep going. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning built to a higher standard. When it comes to heating, cooling, and indoor air quality for your home, Southeast Michigan has trusted Soto Heating and Cooling since 1946. Visit Soto online at SotoHeatingandCooling.com. That's SotoHeatingandCooling.com. Suarez trying to get back to that third base bag. Looked like he ran right into the knee of Cabrera. You see him right here, an awkward slide here, kind of blocks him off, and then you see him grab his lower back. Not sure if it's his knee or his back. You see him there grabbing. Yeah, you got no. Cabrera's knee got him. It looked like in the way of leak area, but he's back out of there now. There's 3 runs driving back first. Giancarlo Stanton, the DH, leads off the Yankees second. It was Nestor Cortes who tagged out Barossa after he ran halfway to second.
So Nestor Cortes, he was getting roughed up pretty good. Diamondbacks with Barossa bunt. And I'm going to a double play as far as a dead duck at home off the bunt. And Cortes able to only surrender 3. That's a blessing for him. He'll take it. Zach Gallen back out there. This time he's going to face 5, 6, and 7 in the order. And we're going to get things going with Giancarlo Stanton. John on here with you on the call. Diamondbacks already up 3-0 as we head just in the second. Will be Stanton, Verdugo, and Volpe 5, 6, and 7 for Aaron Boone's squad. 1 and 2, and Zach Gallen's going to get Stan to go grab some pine. 91 right at the knees, and Stan's going to sit down as he takes a strikeout looking. That'll bring up Alex Verdugo, 28 years old, the lefty in left field today. He was partially with the Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox. He is known for his outfield glove and defensive play. That is what the Yankees need because you got Judge in center, who's got some health concerns. You want to make sure that he's okay. And then Juan Soto does not have the most fleet of foot speed, but steadily improving. He's got a cannon arm. But that should kind of just keep everything together in the outfield and make sure that the Yankees can be an average unit on defense. Is that fair to say? He's batting 167 so far this year. His numbers last year, though, 264, 13 bomb, 54 RBI, with 45 walks and 93 strikeouts. Verdugo down in the count at 92 and a fastball inside. I'll take an extra look. Good eye here for Alex. Trying to work his way back into this at bat. Zach Gallen trying to be a little bit more efficient as he was 21 pitches into his day in the first. He'll check, swing, follow this thing just to keep it in the zone and keep the at bat going. So good work there for Alex Verdugo. And this is an opportunity here for Zach Gallen, again, to see be more efficient. They already punched out Giancarlo Stanton. What's he going to do here with Verdugo? It's kind of an awkward swing there as it will stay into it. What's he going to get now? 79 off the curve. And we'll do it again as that one dropped way down low between the knees. Again, Trevino at the plate today. Yesterday it was Austin Wells. Jose Trevino will be due up ninth. Volpe next. 92 does not offer, and it's full now on Alex Verdugo at 91. The previous was a knuckle curve at 79 below the knees. This is the third full count here and the 6 batters for Gallen. 93 caught all the plate, and Verdugo jumped all over it. Foul down the right field line. Got at the back going a little bit too early. So Verdugo, you kind of wonder for the Red Sox if they're going to miss some of that in the outfield. But we did get a chance to see Jarren Duran last week playing against the Mariners, who's got a boatload of speed as they're transitioning a little bit in their outfield. This will be right to Christian Walker. He's a diamond level first baseman. No problem as he'll step on the bag and play it off a tricky hop. But when you have Vargas, you have Duran, some other stuff for the Red Sox, you got a lot of speed. They were able to let Alex Verdugo go and have the Yankees pay the pretty penny to get him, and also Juan Soto from that trade from the San Diego Padres. The Yankees are just trying to get back into the postseason after going 82 and 80 last year. Again, in my notes, I put a mistakenly 2 instead of an 8, 82 and 80, not 82 and 20. They would play enough games, but they just missed the postseason. But getting guys like Verdugo and Soto, that really changes things for the Yankees. Again, you know that Brian Cashman can deliver the Brinks truck and try to get the players that they need, but you need to get difference makers. You can't continue to have guys like Judge and Rizzo and Stanton that are going to be in their mid-30s. You got to bring some others that are going to drive that bus. And Anthony Volpe, he had a 5-for-5 game yesterday, and now he's 6-for-6 in this series so far against the Diamondbacks, as he'll serve a single into right field, played in off the hop. So good work for Anthony Volpe again, as that was placed right in front of Jake McCarthy. He's one of those guys that has 99 speed, but that dropped too quick. Oswaldo Cabrera is batting 8th. It's 2 outs here for the Yanks. Inside on a fastball. That's at 94. That's the upper reaches limits for Zach Gallen there, but it spins Oswaldo right out of the way. 211 last year for the 25-year-old. So toss back over and check on Volpe. But for Oswaldo, 211, 25 walks, 72 strikeouts, sitting in a lot of major league time. This year, though, and between Volpe and Cabrera, they're going to be mainstays at this point for the Yankees as long as they perform. I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees make some trades at the deadline around that July 31st side. But these are guys that should be mainstays in between Volpe and Cabrera, 23 and 25 respectively. Talking about some of those young guns alongside Soto, who's still only 25, is one of the best hitters in baseball. That should propel the Yankees for seasons to come. Judge, for me, I think he'll replace the DH side with Stanton once Stanton is done. It's not really much reason to keep Giancarlo once that contract's done, but with that injury history and that long term for Giancarlo, it's going to be a little bit still. 3-0 now is obligatory take here for Oswaldo. Gallen trying to work his way into the zone. This was his fourth 3-ball count through 8 batters. So not very efficient so far, but he does have the 3-0 lead, but Tyre up on his way out of danger. This goes off the glove of Perdomo, and this will be a single here. So Volpe and Cabrera can create more traffic on the base pass. I think that was going to be a difficult play for Perdomo nonetheless. Let me take an extra look at it. Is this one, he had his glove down, got settled here, it bounced off his left foot in between that glove, so it'll be up to Jose Trevino. Trevino, the 31-year-old platoon catcher, 210 last year, 4 home runs and 15 RBI. A couple seasons ago, they thought Trevino would be their backstop of the future, but he just hasn't hit enough. It's a good time to come through here right now for the Yanks. Not a lot of power in this bat. That was a hanging changeup, and Trevino's going to watch it go in the upper reaches of the strike zone. 1 for 7 so far this year with an RBI. You got Volpe and Cabrera in between second and first. Big swing and a miss there on a changeup. A little bit of a slider there as well. 0-2 now. If Gleyber would be next, if Trevino will reach, and the lineup will turn over. Gallen trying to get out of trouble for the second time. Waiting on the 0-2 pitch is Trevino. This is a changeup way outside, and we'll see another pitch. Zach Allen, not even through 2 innings right now, is at 40 pitches. So we'll have to keep an eye on that going forward. The way this is extending, it might only be 5. 1-2. Big swing and a miss on a knuckle curve. And Zach Allen, one more time, tight ropes out of this thing. It's going to be Jake McCarthy coming up next, 8-9-1. McCarthy, Perdomo, and Marte as we go to the bottom 2.
Inside Chase Field, where the roof of the outfield panels are open on a glorious Arizona evening. A big crowd in here. Get a look at some of them right there on our lighter cam. Presented by Defy. And the Diamondbacks, after a different loss last night, trying to win in a series for the Yankees in the game of peace. They lead it 3-0. 5 first-inning hits also against Stanton. Last time the Diamondbacks did that, game 1 against the Dodgers in the division series, and they took Clint Kershaw. Yeah, you can see they've had a good approach against Cortez here. Trying to stay on him, not trying to pull him too much. Let that breaking ball up, and that's when they end up yanking him down that line.
So let's go bottom 2. John here back with you on the call. Nestor Cortez, again, as we mentioned, very fortunate in that first to get a double play. Again, we're going to try to go ahead and bunt this thing. Suarez got caught out in between home plate and double play. Got Nestor Cortez out of a limited trouble. This will go skied up to Anthony Volpe. Will back up and make the catch. And McCarthy is turned away as Nestor Cortez try to look to settle down here. Geraldo Perdomo is going to be due up next. And then the lineup will turn over for Ketel Marte. Perdomo 250 so far in this year with an RBI, 681 OPS. Again, his numbers 246, 6 home runs, 47 RBI last season in 2023. He's good, the 23-year-old. Again, 64 walks, 86 strikeouts. He's a bat on ball guy, and he's not afraid to steal you a base. Had 16 bags last year. Fastball catches the upper reaches in the top right of the box and call the ball. Make it 1-1. Cortez now on the cutter, way too high. Make it 2-1 now. Again for Nestor. If he finds his form from the last 3 seasons, again, that's also part trying to stay healthy. Nestor Cortez could put himself, I wouldn't say Cy Young situation, especially not this year, not the way that it started, but he's a guy that can be an ace in the rotation. He just hasn't been able to find it since the injury. And again, for pitchers, that's why you always talk about it, in my personal opinion. I'd rather have position players and try to get them locked down. Yes, anybody can get injured at any given time, but I want them to play every day. And it's tough when you have pitchers that are locked in. You want to go ahead and try to think that they're going to be an ace for your rotation and get things going forward. And all it takes is one injury to derail that. If you have a ton of good position players, you kind of make up for it. But for pitching, sometimes it's really hard to replace, unless you're talking about cannon arms in the bullpen. It's just me, though. So Nestor Cortez, the count's full against Perdomo. He used his disengagement in Geraldo. Will glove this right to Cabrera. I'm going to toss over to Rizzo. No problem here for the Yanks, as the first 2 do not reach. And Ketel Marte will come back up the first time through the order. Again, 3-2 start for the D-backs. Took 3 out of 4 from the Rockies. Lost the first game last night to the Yanks, who started the season 5-0. They swept the Astros. So that is why I was kind of jumping on this matchup. Again, you have the World Series appearance in the Arizona Diamondbacks and a very hot Yankees team right now, who, even though they're down 3-0, we know their offense can strike. Ketel Marte 1 for 1. Knuckle curve will almost hit him right in the gut. Make it 2-0 for Ketel Marte. You got Noelvi. You got a few other Martes in there that are all very, very good. Starling Marte as well. Again, Ketel, the younger brother, and Noelvi, the youngest. Not sure if he's still a product of the Seattle Mariners or not. Steve Berthiem and Luis Gonzalez. So Steve Berthiem of the ESPN side is now the Arizona Diamondbacks play-by-play man. Good for Steve. Again, Steven Nelson, another Steve, now for the Dodgers. This is glove down by Volpe. Hits it off the grass, bounces it to Rizzo. Good cannon arm for Volpe. And no problem here for Nestor. That's an easy second.
I'm sorry, they are cool back. Big man. Oh, we're cooking over here, right? This tiny home trend, not for me. Now, this is more like it. This goes for my footwork. I went hands-free with wide fit Skechers slip-ins. Just step in and go without bending down or touching my shoe. Wide fit hands-free Skechers slip-in. It's a whole new ballgame when the action comes to people. MLB Big Inning live every game on MLB.tv. This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This guy is off the charts special. This guy is as scorching hot as anybody in baseball. Back at Chase Field. Luis Gonzalez, Jody Jackson, Brandon Webb here. Diamondbacks with 3 runs first. They lead the Yankees 3-0. Cardinals go to town. Visit Chase Field. Diamondbacks and Redbirds. A weekend set April 12, 13, and 14. Get your tickets. Goldie coming back to town. DMAX.com, the place to go. You could maybe sit up there.
This will be the first time through the order here for Zach Gallen and Gleyber Torres. Will get a shallow fly ball to Jake McCarthy. No problem. To get a little bit of a sound service here from the crowd anytime it goes off the bat of Gleyber. But this will bring up the second batter for the New York Yankees. Juan Soto, the former National and the World Series champion, alongside Max Scherzer and Anibal Sanchez, former Tigers. Always like to throw them out there as well. And 92 will be right at the knees, and Juan Soto now 0-1 in his count. 0-1 in the day, as he had a ground out second base, more of a double play that ended it completely for Judge. This is right in on his hands at 90. And that's exactly what you got to do if you're Zach Gallen. As we said, the velocity not going to top out very much, but get in on the hands of a batter like this and not give in, because Juan Soto is a good bat ball hitter as well, and he can definitely drive the gap. To the left, it'd probably be toward the grading. To the right, it'd be gone with the left-handed swing, the way he's set up. He uses his timeout. Dig back into the box here. 0-2 is the count against a very dangerous Juan Soto. This is a knuckle curve at 79. This will get settled. He said Steve Berthiem just threw that out there toward the Arizona Diamondbacks side of it, that his strength is pulling the ball toward left center. I have to agree, that's what his swing path and everything else is made for. Zach Gallen about to throw pitch number 46. 1 out in the third, and this is a perfect fastball for Zach. And he's starting to paint a little bit. He's got 3 strikeouts now, and this one in the bottom right corner didn't even have to be framed by Gabby there. That was just an easy strike call, and Juan Soto knew it. He was busted out looking. So Aaron Judge, he had a walk in his first plate appearance, as did Gleyber Torres. Soto double play, and Judge will slam this one way foul, 92, just a little bit late. Pitch number 48 upcoming for Zach Gallen. Again, in the mix of having 4 full counts in the first 8 batters, now kind of seems like Gallen is settling in. He's found his rhythm and his timing. This at 92 again splits the plate. 2 fastballs toward the left corner, toward the middle portion in that quadrant, and Judge hits both of them foul. You cannot get away with that again, I wouldn't imagine, especially at 92. So Judge gets set to dig back in. Gallen threw those 2 right down the middle fastballs. Where's he going to go now? This one is an easy look for Judge on a changeup at 84. And he'll be halfway to 100 with this next pitch is Zach. He's got a 3-0 lead. He's trying to get to the top of the frame, scoreless again. 93, and a very good eye there for Aaron Judge, as that was just near the top left portion of the box. He'll get set to dig back in. 27 strikes, 23 balls in the first 50 pitches. Knuckle curve way down low, and Aaron Judge went from 0-2 to 3-2. Again, the 5th 3-ball count for Zach Gallen. He's been fighting it a little bit, but he's starting to find his strikeout pitch. Where's he going to go now? This is a ball, but served at by Judge down the right field line. A little wry smile on that knuckle curve. He was out in front. He could have had another walk. Rizzo on deck as the crowd urging Gallen to make sure he doesn't give up a solo tank to Aaron Judge. Full count pitch coming yet again. 94. This one cold strike. The last one, Aaron Judge, in the same spot was a ball. This time he's shaking his head and behind the plate, and I don't blame him. Zach Gallen getting another one, and probably shouldn't have got that one. It's Arizona Diamondbacks coming up, bottom third, when we come right back.
It's MLB Network's Wednesday night showcase. Michael Conforto and the New York Giants head to Hollywood to take on Mookie Betts and the division rival Dodgers. The Casamigos Tequila MLB Network Wednesday night showcase, live at 10 Eastern. Then after the game, stay around as TV's best baseball analysts break down the game's critical moments and assess player performances. The Casamigos Tequila MLB Tonight post-game show. It all starts right after the game here on MLB Network. Opening day is special. Opening day is special. And everyone looks forward to it. And enjoying the all the ceremony and all the excitement and the history of the game. Opening day is truly special. Opening day is special. 2023 National League Most Valuable Player.
And welcome back, D-backs over the Yankees 3-0 here as Blaze Alexander comes to the plate, guys. And Blaze, one thing that's cool about him is his parents are not surprised, so they can come to the.
So far this season for the rookie, Blaze Alexander starting the year 3 of 8. He's already driven in the first RBI this game. Mr. Cortez, not a very good first, pretty good second. Trying to right the ship continually here in the third and keep the scoreline right where it is for the Yanks. As it's 0-1, now 0-2, two fastballs up in the zone, both offered out by Blaze. Those are both strikes nonetheless. Had a single that scored 4 singles there for the Arizona Diamondbacks, drive in 3 runs in that bottom one. That's still where we are, bottom 3. John here with you. I got the Arizona feed. It's the Diamondbacks at home taking on the Yankees. Yankees, after this series, will go back for opening day for them for the first time in 2024. Again, after the series with the Tigers and the Mets, the Tigers will come back home and play Oakland. That game was rained out, got a single game tomorrow, and then they'll have another single game on Thursday before coming back Friday to play Oakland Athletics. That's how they have that one set up. 1-2. Count now against Blaze as the cutter misses offside the plate, and now it's 76. That one was closer than the one that Judge got punched out on. Just saying. That was toward the left side of that box there. Could have maybe clipped the bottom portion. But Blaze with a nice look at it. 2-2. This one off the hands. This does not hit Alexander, but that definitely went into his kitchen. Make it 2-2. They say maybe it hit off the edge of the bat. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, it did. That's going to count as a check swing off the knob of the bat. So not a 3-2. It's still 2-2. Lourdes Gurriel will be up next. 2-2 pitch from Cortez. Fastball. He's going to put this through a diving Anthony Rizzo. Blaze Alexander gets his first 2 hits, 2 singles in this game. And now the Diamondbacks will start again in this portion of their lineup in business. They've been doing some damage. Again, Lourdes Gurriel is last time up with a fly out toward right field, but Christian Walker, Eugenio Suarez, Gabe Moreno all came through 4-5-6 last time up. We'll see if they'll do so again, but it's Lourdes first. And Nestor Cortez going to throw pitch number 45. This is an uppercut here for Gurriel. No problem for Gleyber. This will get right underneath it and make the catch. And it's going to be 2 turned away here in the bottom third for the D-backs. Both Ketel Marte and Lourdes Gurriel. Be a runner at first in Blaze Alexander. Or I should say, just Lourdes Gurriel. Blaze reached, Gurriel was out. Christian Walker now up next. Let's get that correct. 5 seconds to work with on the pitch clock, and Walker takes a great fastball right in on the hands. Nothing Walker can do there up toward the part of the elbow. This will back away. Blaze Alexander take a little bit of a lead off there, so Cortez take an extra beat. Lefty. This will be offered out by Walker. 0-2. They checked back over, but it looked like he broke the plane. He was offering out a cutter down below, had no hope of getting to it. Christian Walker is that power bat for the D-backs. 33 home runs, 103 RBI last season. He went silent in the World Series, but he has got a lot of thump in that bat. 91. This one in on the hands as well. This could drop. Oh, it does. It drops in the infield, but they're going to get Blaze Alexander out. They just couldn't locate the baseball, but Blaze Alexander, he was not sitting in toward the second base side. He was kind of caught in between no man's land. He went to run off the slide, and then he checked back because his first base coach said, "Hey, come back." Ball dropped into the infield. Hey, I couldn't tell you if it's cheeky or not for the Yankees, but it looked on the first blush for me that nobody was going to be able to get to the baseball. And then when they knew that, Blaze Alexander had nowhere to go. That's unfortunate for him. So Christian Walker, it's got to be an error or a defensive indifference. He's going to be at first. And it's Eugenio Suarez. So a little bit of madness so far within the first combined 18 outs for both of these squads. It's 87 mile an hour. Will be inside on the changeup here for Suarez. So good hitters count for a power hitter like himself. Again, mixed time with Cincinnati, Seattle, Detroit. I would still miss him in Detroit. I'm glad he's found a home in Arizona. As it's now 3-0. Maybe they don't even want to mess around with Suarez here, considering. Gabe Moreno is definitely a threat. Not really a home run threat, but he's definitely an RBI threat. 3-0 is the count. Way high, so they didn't even mess around with Suarez here. He'll take his walk. Cortez the first for him. Runners on first and second. That'll balloon Christian Walker the second. Again, could be bases loaded, but that was just a ball that was going to fall in between Volpe, Torres, and Juan Soto. Now Gabe Moreno, RBI single in the first. 235 average, already got 5 RBI. Hey, that's the same one as Carson Kelly has with this 3-run tank last night against the Mets. Here is the cutter from Cortez that'll be just to the left of the box. And Gabe Moreno is ahead 1-0. Cortez will take a long look into Trevino. That is his usual catcher here, from what I'm told, with Aaron Boone. This at 92. This is a good fastball. Just catch the outer reaches of the bottom left box. 1-1 is the same count that Moreno is so far in this game with an RBI single. Cortez is going to throw pitch number 55. This is in on the hands. This is going to be a tough play. And an over-the-shoulder catch for Anthony Volpe. Makes it look pretty fine there. Diamondbacks turned away after getting a hit. 3 runs, 6 hits. Yankees, no runs, 2 hits. They'll go to the dish. Top 4. Diamondbacks still up by a trio of runs.
Get a new gas-powered 24 Corolla with 4.75 APR financing, or lease one for $239 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Toyota, let's go places. To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style. We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order.
You're perfect in goodness.
More like greatness.
Snuggle up in the booth, share a right kind of meal.
Fill you up, heart and soul kind of.
Country someone you love, meals are sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love. It's MLB Network's Wednesday night showcase. Michael Conforto and the New York Giants head to Hollywood to take on Mookie Betts and the division rival Dodgers. The Casamigos Tequila MLB Network Wednesday night showcase. Live at 10 Eastern. Then after the game, stick around as TV's best baseball analysts break down the game's critical moments and assess player performances. The Casamigos Tequila MLB Tonight post-game show. It all starts right after the game here on MLB Network.
And here is why you should be watching. Sat down.
sure what you're going to see. He might attack the power stuff. He might attack off-speed stuff. He might finish him up. Perfect pitch once again. Zach Gallen, one of the best pitchers in the game, in the ace for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Zach Gallen, a little more ace-like in the second and third after 2 walks in the first inning. Gallen was really struggling with his fastball command in that first. He started with only 2 of 8 first strikes, but since then he's gone for 4 for 4. 19 wins at home in the 2022 season.
So Zach Gallen's 19 wins at home since 2022 is the most by any Major League Baseball pitcher right now. And Gallen still has a 3-0 lead to work with. It will be Rizzo, Stanton, Verdugo, 4, 5, 6, due up for the Bronx Bombers. Haven't done a lot of bombing in this game so far right now, as Gallen has been effectively wild at times. Again, 4 3-ball counts out of 8 batters to start the game. But he's got a 3-0 lead. He was able to find his strikeout pitch over the last couple of innings on the fastball and clipping the inner reaches, outer reaches of the strike zone as well, kind of keeping it on the corners like he needs to. 2-1 is the count for Rizzo. So Gallen going to throw pitch number 57. He will get to the 60 marker in this 4th inning. 85, that is a perfect knuckle curve at 2-2 right at the knees. And Rizzo can't do much with that except take it for a strike. He gets that again, he's going to have to offer at it, however. Stanton, last time up for him, he was sitting down looking at strike 3. 2-2. Here for Gallen, see if we can get another punchy. This is a knuckle curve a little bit lower in the strike zone, so good pitch sequence there for Gabe Moreno for Zach Gallen, and Rizzo able to fight it off. Again, I just can't get over for Gabriel Moreno. For the Toronto Blue Jays, I know I mentioned it with Alec Nava during the World Series, but for them to give up on Gabe Moreno just to try to get another outfielder just didn't make sense to me. Again, you want to have guys like Kevin Kiermaier or go ahead and bring in some other players. I'm trying to think about who it is again. Dalton Varsho was the one that they traded for, but why? I just don't understand. He's a catcher of the future. They thought it was going to be a couple other ones. This will be a dive and a catch in left field. And that was a great play for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Purple hair, blue hair, yellow hair. It was all flying right there. And he's going to go ahead and get that catch from a left-handed swing from Rizzo. That was sinking fast. And right into that purple glove, it's an out. Good work there for Lourdes. But again, for Moreno and Dalton Varsho, I don't understand that one, because you thought it was going to be Alejandro Kirk or Danny Jansen and have enough. Yeah, they're good players, but still, you could double DH at times, platoon Jansen and Kirk if you want, still use Moreno. But that's what they decided to do. Feels like he could have addressed the other things in the offseason. Stanton, 0-1. The first fastball was fouled to the left field line. This at 92 again, and this one will be fouled back. And it's kind of interesting to me so far. And once that fastball is playing up a little bit on the Yankees, but Judge has had those pitches too, like Stanton at 92 and splitting the plate, and they're late on it. So Gallen says no on a couple of these signs. This will be a knuckle curve in the dirt, and Stanton does not offer. Stanton is one of those free swingers, and that's exactly what Gallen wanted to go for there with Giancarlo. Austin Wells and Aaron Judge look at the iPad in terms of what Gallen's featured so far. Big wave and a miss, and that kind of looked like a fortuitous strikeout there, a little nonchalantness for Giancarlo Stanton. And he's going to go ahead and take another seat. Not even close to the strike zone. A little Javier Baez for Stanton. Not a good look there. A little half-hearted swing. So Alex Verdugo will be the last bat of the 4th. Unless he reaches for Volpe. Half-hearted check swing. This is going to be a short shovel to Gallen. No problem for Zach Gallen. Some miserable swings there for the Yankees. And Gallen's starting to either find his groove or they're just not locked in here. Let's go to bottom 4. Still 3-0.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Sorry. Intentional Talk on MLB Network. Tuesday. It's an early start for the Intentional Talk crew, followed by a celebration of reversing winners. As the Fenway Baseball welcome back the legendary 2014. Capped off with the White Sox home opener against the Orioles. Live on MLB Network. Gatorade Zero. Zero sugar hydration with all the flavor and electrolytes of Gatorade. Hydration from heavy health. This guy is off the charts. This guy is as scorching hot as anybody in baseball. What a masterful performance. This guy may go on absolutely sensational time. Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive. Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitch. Corey Seager smashes the ball. The ability to be able to come together and compete every night.
I was looking at some of the stuff in the NHL because I know we're getting down to the nitty gritty, but some of the matchups that I saw today did not catch my eye. But the Sabres all over the Caps, so it is going to help the Red Wings. They win 6-2, so they don't gain any points. That line in the East to try to get in is going to come down to game 82. I can promise you that. So Jorge Barrosa tried to bunt last time up with runners in the corners, and it ended up being a double play that helped out Nestor Cortez. 3 runs against him in the first could have been a whole hell of a lot worse. As now he's about to throw pitch number 58. Maybe Nestor has settled down after those 3 innings. This is a good stab at third base for Cabrera. Off the dive, guns it over to Rizzo, and he made that look easy. That's a good play there for Oswaldo Cabrera because that was hit hard for Jorge Barrosa, right to a knee, gets out fields and throws a cannon from third to first to Rizzo. And that is how you start it in the bottom 4. My goodness. Jake McCarthy now will take a knuckle curve at 78. And that will go ahead and get the outer reaches of the zone. Again, this is my second baseball game of the season. When I did talk with Cooper Hopkins last week, I know he couldn't join in, but I know we will probably get some more baseball games in as well. I did send him a message on the Instagram side, so hopefully he's doing well. Get a chance to check in because it's been several days since I don't think he's even seen it yet. As this one is cue shot down foul in the right field line. And this is misplayed by the ball boy. As it's 1-2 now for Jake McCarthy. Geraldo Perdomo will be next. So I know next week, after the Waterford Sharks assignments on Friday and Saturday, probably looking at Monday, NCAA men's tournament final with Alec Nava if he's available. Thursday be a Frozen 4 for Michigan. But NHL, we're going to have to find some time because if we do get into some other playoff chases here with Cooper Hopkins or Alec Nava, I want to see if they want to jump in on that one, assuming they'll be available. I know for Cooper, work issues kind of changes some things. 93 miles an hour. This one way down at the knees. Again, Judge was called out on that same pitch. Geraldo Perdomo is waiting. A full count here for Jake. Got a ton of speed if he gets on base. This is hit pretty well right to Soto. And this will drop in front of a solid single. So power stroke for the Diamondbacks is not there. But again, death by 1,000 cuts for Nestor Cortez in this game is just singles being sprayed all over the field. They've had deep center field. A lot of these have dropped in front of Soto, dropped in front of Judge, in between center right. Good work here for Arizona. Just kind of take the pitch and serve it right back to where it came from. That's good bat-to-ball skills. 65th pitch here for Cortez. And this is going to get past Gleyber Torres. And Jake McCarthy will put his brakes on. And it's going to be a couple ducks at the pond here for Ketel Marte. Very dangerous switch hitter. Again, 276, 25 bombs, 82 RBI. This kind of feels in this fourth, this bottom four, like the first. You got one out. You kind of had that situation. Ketel Marte could break this wide open. 1 for 2 with a double and a first and a run scored. Batting .381 so far this season with 3 RBI. No more outfield spot for Ketel Marte as this roster's really got settled. This could be tailor-made. Here's a flip. Volpe, Rizzo, double play. Ketel Marte hits into a double play, not a Marte parte like they like to say. Nestor Cortez loves it. And it's still 3-0 after 4.
You know food is coming, but you know you have nothing to fear. Pampers Softness with new block barrier helps prevent up to 100% leaks, even blowouts. Don't fear blowout with Pampers Softness.
The aggressively sophisticated Toyota Highlander has been a family favorite for over 20 years. It has the capability to go anywhere in style and comfort, and it's one of the safest vehicles on the road. But for those wanting more, there's Grand Highlander. With more room, more cargo space, and more power. Get a stylish new 24 Highlander with 4.75 APR financing. Or get $1,000 APR cash on Grand Highlander. Plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. Toyota, let's go business. National Talk, where baseball players reveal their biggest secrets.
I'm like really terrified of monkeys.
Are you worried they'll throw a picture?
That's another worrisome part of it too.
Join the conversation. Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
And one, that's all they can cover.
Yeah, let's place an order. Hold on, let me ask. Got you good with pizza? That was nasty. Respect. What are we thinking? 2 hours? Toppings for the pizza. Pepperoni?
I thought we were getting tired.
We're back with you from Chase Field. Crew Chief Larry Van overlooking at the Replay Operations Center. A very late challenge by Troy Lavello. After we went to break, the Diamondbacks are challenging both outfields to play both in second and first base. And here's Larry Van, crew chief, with the results. Upon review, the call at second base is confirmed. The runner is out. The call at first base is overturned. The runner is safe. Arizona will retain the count. So Perdomo is out at second.
So Troy Lavello, as this went to a commercial break, they wanted to challenge the double play. So Perdomo is out at second. Marte is safe at first. And we're going to go ahead and continue this bottom 4, as this will bring up Blaze Alexander, who is already 2 for 2. So this will be a little bit of adjustment in the play-by-play for me. Again, we'll get all the fouls all squared away. But Blaze Alexander will go ahead and start this one again. We'll change it to a fielder's choice out at second, not at first, as Ketel Marte just beat the tag before the ball got in the glove from Anthony Rizzo. So 2 for 2 for Blaze. 2 singles, run scored, RBI, and a stolen base. 4 for 9 to start his year. It's a very good start. See if he can get another run in. And this is fouled straight back. He was tied up on the cutter there as Lavello giving out the signs. It is 1-1 against Blaze Alexander. Nestor Cortez trying to get through this, almost 70 pitches into his bottom 4. He thought he had a double play, and so did I, as the commercials cut away from MLB TV. Blaze Alexander again follows it straight back, this time on a 4-seam at 90, right in on the hands. If Alexander does reach, it will bring up Lourdes Gurriel. Again, still a 3-0 lead for the Diamondbacks. They have second life in this bottom of the 4th inning. This one on the hands, and it's not going to matter now. The cutter, and he swings right through it. Cortez does get out of it.
With Cascade Platinum Plus, I have upped my dish game. I just scrape, load, and I'm done.
In that dishwasher.
In that dishwasher.
Only Platinum Plus is packed with more Dawn to remove up to 100% grease and food residue. Get the highest standard of clean, even in your machine.
Clean enough for you?
Yeah. Scrape, load, done. Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
You know food is coming, but you know you have nothing to fear. Pepper Swaddlers with new blowout barrier helps prevent up to 100% of leaks, even blowouts. Don't fear blowout with Pepper Swaddlers.
Lead off the day with MLB Central.
I'm feeling.
Catch up on baseball's latest buzz with a little style.
Appreciate the likes and the follows across here. We're going to the fifth inning. The Yankees haven't had much going. They only got a couple hits. Arizona, let me look at this again. I think they're sitting at 3 runs and 8 hits. It's been 3 runs since the bottom first. That's where they are, 3 and 8. No errors, 0-2-0 for the Yankees here. So they've got to get things going with the bats. It will be Volpe, Trevino, and Gleyber Torres, 8-9-1, due up here in the top 5. Volpe, I believe now, is 6 for 6 in this series so far, 1 for 1 today.
Chase Field, Diamondbacks lead the Yankees 3-0, 7 to the top of the fifth inning. Don't forget that's a great way to attend a Diamondback game with others who share a common interest. You're going to get access to limited edition D-backs items as well. Check out our list of special events this year. dbacks.com/special events. Zach Gallen has given up only 2 hits through 4 scoreless. He's got 5 strikeouts. He's sent down 7.
So it's interesting for Zach Gallen to get me mentioned all the 3-ball counts that he's gone into. Wasn't very efficient pitching so far, but yet now he's going through 4 innings here, now top 5, 66 pitches into his day. He's still got 3 runs to work with. And Volpe will not offer at the slider, make it 1-1. Again, Anthony Volpe now played 5 for 5 or 6 for 6 in this series so far. He's the great guy to start it off with, 7-8-9 due up in the top of the 5th for the Yankees. So I'm just 2 hits. Volpe with one of them right now. Make it 1-2 is a fastball in on the hands, is followed straight back to the screen. So Gallen will grab the rosin bag in between the 4-seamer, the cutter, the mix-in for a curve, a changeup, a slider. He's featured it all. He's starting to really find his location as Zach Gallen, because that first inning he was throwing it all over the place, and it forced the pitching coach to step out and take a look at it. It was the same thing for Aaron Boone's squad for Nestor Cortez, but now the starters are really kind of settling in. Pitch number 70. That's a perfect one at the top of the zone, and Volpe's going to take a seat. That was a fastball that was right in toward the upper reaches, and that was called a strike. No frame job needed there for Gabe Moreno. Just a perfect pitch there for Gallen, right at the top of the zone. You got to offer at it, especially when you got 2 strikes on you. So Oswaldo Cabrera will be the next one up. Knuckle curve at 79, way below the knees here. So Cabrera and Volpe, 7 and 8, are the only 1 Yankees with hits right now. Zach Gallen really starting to get locked in here. As it's 85, this will go way up on a changeup. Make it 2-0. Jose Trevino is going to be splitting time with the dish for Austin Wells. He gets to start today. He would be next. 1 out at the top of the 5th. This is a fastball, dive bombs out of the zone, and a lot of movement, but nothing close. And now Trevino is going to have to take the donut off of his bat here at this point, because I don't think this is going to go much longer unless Cabrera just decides to take one. But I think the way he swings as well, if you get something you like it, offer at it. This one high. So another fastball. This did not catch the clip at the top as it did against Volpe. This would be a pass for Cabrera as he goes to first. So a good start for him, hitting a walk. Now it's Jose Trevino. This does set up the double play. Trevino last time up struck out in the 2nd. His season, a little bit of a slow start, 1 for 8. Gallen now 92 splits the plate. Trevino will watch. Again, Trevino, 210, 4 home runs, 15 RBI, 8 walks, 22 strikeouts, 31 years of age now. Considering his numbers over the last couple of years, might have worked his way in a platoon role with Wells. 85 on the knuckle curve, way outside the zone. So, not a time right now for Zach Gallen to get wild, considering Trevino is not much of a threat at the plate. You have Gleyber Torres and Juan Soto to follow if there is any trouble. Will be the first disengagement here for Gallen, and that'll put Cabrera right back to first. Didn't look like he was going anywhere nonetheless. John, out here with you. I got the Arizona feed. Arizona in New York. Diamondbacks have a 3-0 lead. It's top 5. 92, perfect pitch there, and the fastball right in the hands. It's 1-2 now. As Gallen will. This isn't a tightrope here, but work his way throughout the danger. Always working on with the kind of the safety glasses feature with the blue stripe, the mix of the red shirt and the white pants. Always like those Diamondbacks logos. This is going to be an easy flip. Marte Perdomo, no problem for Gallen. Induces his second double play of the game. And we go through 5, top 5 at least, still 3-0. We'll go bottom 5 D-backs up to the dish.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, spend unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,300 airport lounges. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
A national taste test determined America's favorite boneless whites. Applebee's Juan. How about that? We don't even have one in our name. Get them now for just 50 cents. Only at Applebee's.
Oh, big hits. All the great rats and all the swagger. Relive the day's biggest plays all in one late and fast hour. Quick pitch. Late nights and early mornings only on MLB Network.
Diamondbacks and Cubs, April 16th at Park Exchange Field. That's a Tuesday night.
So we'll go to bottom 5. Arizona still up 3-0. That is the way that the score has been since bottom 1.
Here's a look from our fantastic buy at our wire can. Diamondbacks baseball this year, produced by Major League Baseball on cable systems all over Arizona, as well as dbacks.tv, MLB.tv. Season, no blackouts, only $99. There's Gurriel Jr. 0-for-2. Leads off good against.
So it'll be Lourdes, Christian Walker, and Eugenio Suarez, 3-4-5. And this will drop right in front. Alex Verdugo right in the catching glove, no problem. So Lourdes Gurriel has been splaying the ball to right, center, and left in the first few at-bats for himself, but he can't find a hit just yet. And that'll bring it up to Christian Walker. And for Nestor Cortez, other than that very ugly first, he is starting to settle in as well. But it's still 3-0 Arizona as we are 1 out into the bottom of the 5th. I got the MLB TV feed courtesy of T-Mobile. Again, thanking to Cooper Hopkins for that. I always mention I'll make it this free for the year so we can do some baseball games and put this up on Hopeless Sports Guy. It's an opportunity for Christian Walker up near his dome. He will back away. He had to look in toward the catcher here for Gabe Moreno on that side, or I should say Jose Trevino on the back of it as Cortez delivered the pitch. This 90 swallowed him up on a fastball, make it 1-2. And Walker will take his timeout as he looked a little foolish there and settle back into the dish. Again, you have the all-red jerseys for the Diamondbacks with the snakehead Diamondback with the baseball on the left side of the print. I think those look very clean. And the standard gray and black with no names there for New York, and at least no logos on that side, because I was a little upset, even though I know Meyer is a local thing for the Tigers, or priority waste management for the Red Wings. I think you don't put those ads on there, but that's the way it is. At least the Yankees have left it alone. They've got enough money. This is off the hop. Oswaldo, Cabrera, Volpe, right in off the run as he throws it to Rizzo. No problem. Again, sweet infield there for Volpe and Oswaldo Cabrera that we've seen throughout this game. That throw on the run, right on the money. Eugenio Suarez, last hope, bottom 5. 1-for-1 with a single walk and an RBI. 368 this year so far with a home run and 5 RBI. So a good start for Eugenio. This will take a fastball inside of the legs. At 92, Cortez about to throw pitch number 79. So he looks like he'll safely be able to get through 5. Then at 91, this is way off the plate. Makes the count 1-1. In between Eugenio's time, as we've said, in between the several teams, he is a guy that can hit you for about 35 home runs when he's right. There is a lot of swing and miss in his game, as noted by the 70 walks and 214 strikeouts, which I believe was a career high for the 32-year-old last year. But if you make a mistake, it will leave the ballpark. Pitch clock down to 5 as Cortez gets set to deliver here for Trevino. That at 80 on the cutter, and that one just below the knees. Make it 2-2. Suarez trying to get back with the count in his favor. 92. He's going to get busted on an inside fastball. He won't have any words to say back, but that's tough. Good pitch for Cortez nonetheless. We're still 3-0 after 5.
And of course, cameras assembled right here in the USA.
Now get 4.75 APR financing on a new 24 Camry. Or lease one for just $309 a month with 2 years no cost maintenance.
Toyota, let's go places.
Relive the day's biggest plays all looking best out. Quick pitch. Late nights and early mornings only on MLB Network.
Oh, what's up? Watching the game? Maybe you want late. Put a little better DM action on it now. Any game becomes the game. When you got overs and unders, the end of every time they throw the ball, kick the ball, throw the ball, they decide to get the ball. You get the ball. Now that bet's got you watching every inning, half, round, period, set, hold, elect. Right from the end of your seat. Get him on the front ball. Tuesday. It's an early start for the intentional talk crew, followed by a celebration of replacing winners as the family baseball back on legendary 2014, capped off with a Red Sox home opener against the Orioles, live on MLB Network. All right, air out the judge. Judges not the result. Aaron Judge, special set for the 6th inning, Diamondbacks chase the even the series for the Yankees in a game apiece. They lead 3-0. Saturday, April 13th, it's coming up. Cardinals in town. You can pick up your Alec Thomas tea, courtesy of Fry's Food Stores, before the game against the Cardinals. First 20,000 fans will get one. And also is distributed by Stolen Bob. Sorry, Bob, I got one. It's working. Well, look, when the Yankees are here,
It's a pretty cool shirt that they have there for Alec Thomas. We'll do the giveaway. It's unfortunate that he's on the IL. Zach Gallen is out there. 79 pitches into his day. This time top 6. It'll be the top of the order for the Yanks one more time. It'll be Torres, Soto, and Judge. And Yankees, again, stop me if you heard this before throughout this broadcast. They need something going. Christian Walker in toward the grading. This one will bounce up in front of the fans. Foul. And Gleyber stays alive as he's down 0-2. Couple of four-seam fastballs at 91 and 89 for Zach Gallen. Again, Gleyber 273 average, 25 bombs, 68 RBI, 90 runs, 67 walks, 98 strikeouts. Model of consistency at second base. Knuckle curve way down low, and this will be blocked by Maria, although there's nobody on base just yet. As we're just starting the top of the sixth, it's been a fast-moving game. I'm always thankful for that. But a lot of these baseball games that we covered so far, this will be the second one, they've both been pretty good. Last time it was the Mariners and the Red Sox. Gleyber offers on a knuckle curve. It was too close to sit and take, and he will just ingratiate that thing just off the plate and start again, as he has to, and try to work his way back into it. Zach Gallen, from the first inning, the way it started, he didn't think he was going to be cruising like this. He couldn't even find the catch of the baseball. That's a good stab by Marte. Throws the ball over on a hop, and this bounces off Christian Walker's elbow. So Marte stops this one. The out is called on the Arizona box, but I'm not quite sure. So Marte, did they say that he had this in his glove in the first place? I think that's what they're going to be ruling here. Yeah, that was Nobing's catching glove. He caught that one clean. He didn't have to make the throw over. Thankfully for Marte, he did not, because the throw to Christian Walker was wild. So they'll rule it out and they catch it first, and a beautiful knuckle curve for Zach Gallen. For Juan Soto, really hasn't had much to do in this game. Again, his average, even with the 0 for 2, is still 409. As it's a 92, this one will go below the knees. Make it 1-1. Again, Juan Soto, with the 35 home runs and 109 RBI, as I've said, is a down year for him. He's a guy that can get you 130 plus. He is that good. And I would think at Yankee Stadium, considering the way that everything is with the left-handed hitter, he's the second player to win AL Player of the Week in the first week with New York since Xavier Nady in 2008. That's a hell of a name. But I think Soto is a threat for 50 bombs this year. Because, again, as I mentioned with Curtis Granderson, the lefty swing, I know Soto's league's better, although Curtis Granderson's world-class, one of my favorite players of all time. Soto is one of the best hitters on the planet. And when you have a lefty bat at Yankee Stadium in that short porch, then that's tailor-made for batting practice for Soto. That's just me. 3-1 count. Got to be very careful with Juan. This is going to be served into right center field, and this will be played center fielder, and they'll start this one again as Juan Soto gets a solid single. It's only a matter of time before he does some damage against you, as Barossa got to play that one with hot. So this was right down the middle, and again, if you throw a pitch like that right down the middle, I think you're fortunate if you're Zach Gallen that you're only not having the baseball leave the ballpark and you get a chance to throw that same one as Barossa picks it up on a single. That's really the only other way you could say it. Aaron Judge, some big-time power at the dish. Again, unfortunately for Aaron Judge, they do have Rizzo behind him now, but the way that Rizzo and Stanton have been swinging the bat, you really don't have any situation where you have to pitch to Judge, even though he's 136 so far in the year. So not a lot of protection in that lineup. Judge, 93. This is shallow right field. McCarthy tracking, makes the catch, and Soto will have to go back to first. Anthony Rizzo, the batting cleanup, will be due up next. If he does reach, it'll be Giancarlo Stanton, who's already punched out twice on some half-hearted swings. But with Judge having a slow start, batting in the middle of the order, I know it's early, and the Yankees won't change anything because they're 5-0 so far on the season, fighting to get their first loss. If that continues, I don't think Aaron Boone would have any problems moving Volpe and Cabrera up and putting Juan Soto in the middle. But then again, you could also walk Soto if Judge, Rizzo, and Stanton are giving him the protection. So you have to have a little bit of a mix there and make sure that everything is kind of rolling like a roll-on machine. Gallen, pitch number 92, out at 87 on the cutter, just catches the outside black. Make it 1-1. Rizzo is another mark of consistency, although he's 34 now since winning the World Series with the Cubs. Coming off of a 12 home run, 41 RBI year, missing a lot of time. Knuckle curve at 81. Again, Gabe Moreno's done a great job blocking the ball behind the dish. Any of those pitches that are low have not been close to ball pitches. Joe Mantiply starting getting warmed up for action here. Top 6, 2 outs. Half-hearted cut for Rizzo. They say he went. He split the plate. And Rizzo is a little perturbed at that call. 2-2. As we'll take a look here on the replay and see if he split. Awfully close, borderline at that. You can understand why Rizzo would be mad. Maybe the outer stitching of Rawlings or anything else on there as far as Louisville Slugger for bat names. Maybe the font reached, but not the bat. That's being kind. 95 pitches in a Gallon's day. We'll see what he can do. 5 seconds to work with on the pitch clock. Dive bomb on the four seam. Fills the count again. This time for the 6th time. Nothing to be afraid of right now unless Giancarlo Stanton awakes from his slumber. He would be due up next because his at-bats have looked very poor, but it is the game of baseball. Things can change in a hurry. Here is Soto on the move. Gallon gets the chop. He makes a nice feed to Christian Walker. Gallon getting it done himself. He's through 5, all zeros. And now the Diamondbacks with Gabe Moreno, Barossa, and McCarthy, 6, 7, 8, due up next.
You're packing up your duffel bag, Leo, as the start of the season brings you back on the road. But you have your sights set on places greater than another city's ballpark. You want to take the game international, making you a global star. Your Leo magic can't be contained to one country.
When trucks are what you do, you do truck life better than anyone else. You do trucks that win by breaking every rule that a truck should be. You're mad. Trucks are what you do. Nothing scary about energize your living. Number one on your fast and double A battery.
So I want to make sure that any music that goes across now, I have to double check and immediately get on my remote that they'll go ahead and try to get copyright situations, unfortunately. We'll go to the bottom 5. Still 3-0 Diamondbacks with the lead. It's been that way since the first, and not much has changed. It's been dominant pitching for Zach Gallen. He's given up just 5 hits through 3. And Nestor Cortez, things could have gotten a lot worse for him, but he has only given up 3 runs in this game so far. Again, that double play between Suarez and Barea, that was a little bit boneheaded, but that's the only damage so far, as it could have been worse. So Nestor Cortez still back out there. This time a curveball misses way high and gave Moreno. First one was a fastball that busted him in. 222 so far in this season with 5 RBI for Gabby. Again, you're going to have the Arizona Diamondbacks in this bottom of the 6 with 6, 7, and 8 due up on the order for Moreno, Barossa, and McCarthy. Still enjoying a 3-0 lead. Good knuckle curve there for Cortez. Make it 2-1 just off the top left portions of that box. 1-2 so far in this game. Just a host of singles here for the Diamondbacks. They'll make it 3-1. The Yankees bullpen is starting to get warm, just as Joe Mantiply was for Arizona and Zach Gallen. As they're shown Barossa. 3-1 count for Moreno. He will take a fastball right in on the left side of the knees. And he'll circle back around the dish. He's got to make sure he gets back in quick because of that pitch column. And that timer can't walk around too much anymore. So he'll go ahead and use that disengagement. check back in with the ump, get settled back in now. So pitch number 88, Cortez might get to 100 by the time that this is done, but he is settled in right now, and Gabby gets settled for this full count pitch. 90. This one in toward the legs, and he will draw a walk. So second walk, and now Aaron Boone might say, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and end the night for Nestor Cortez. Not a bad one, but he is on hook for the loss. This is his responsibility with Gabe Moreno at first base, but his day ends maybe with 4 runs, but 3 runs surrendered right now as he gives up the baseball. Yankees go to the bullpen.
You can't get enough of it. Takes vision for the future and drive to make it wrong. Team up with Blair Strange. Build your backyard oasis today.
So I didn't think I needed Swiffer until I saw how easily it picked up my hair every time I dried it. It only takes a minute. Look at that. The heavy duty cloths are extra thick for amazing traffic lawn. Even for hidden hair. Wow. And for dust, I love my heavy duty duster. The fluffy fibers trap dust on up high and down without having to lift a thing. I'm so hooked. Try Super Duster now for $9.49.
You're not just a homeowner. You're also a double pane window that apparently weighs 800 pounds. Fortunately, you've got heating and cooling built and tested to keep going. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning built to a higher standard.
When it comes to heating, cooling, and indoor air quality for your home, Southeast Michigan has trusted Soto Heating and Cooling since 1946. Visit Soto online at SotoHeatingandCooling.com. That's SotoHeatingandCooling.com.
On FanDuel Casino, you can play hundreds of games, like Buffalo, Fort Knox Cleopatra, Rich Little Piggies, and more. And you'll get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus on any first day get lost.
Back down tonight. Downfield panels over and a 3-0 copycat lead over the Yankees. Against the MLB ballpark after next visit to Chase Field. You can buy advantage of game tickets on there. Team offers access to exclusive content. Download the MLB ballpark app today. Switch hitting rookie Jorge Barosa steps up. Gabriel Moreno's first base, nobody out in the 6th. And here's the left-hander Victor Gonzalez, who got the save in last night's game. He won the ninth inning. Got 3 outs on just 9 pitches. He's a guy who lost his movement down now to about 93, 94 miles an hour. Gonzalez acquired from the Dodgers. Trade with LA back in the center. Got to start at center field tonight.
So Moreno gets walked. Aaron Boone goes to the bullpen, and now it's Victor Gonzalez. His velocity is down about a mile an hour, so we'll see what he's going to feature today. And that is a good cutter at 86. And now Barosa is down in the count, 0-2. Again, in between Blaze Alexander and Barosa, you'd think Alexander's had the better game so far. I've yet to see too much from Barosa yet, but I believe he is the younger of the rookie on that side at 23. So Moreno is at first after the Cortez walk. His line will be done, considering this one is fouled on the left field line. That was scolded hard. I just went to the left side of the chalk, and the old bat boy there to make sure, yeah, we're okay here. Make sure that there wasn't any problems, because that could have hurt somebody, as I was blasted by Barosa right out of a cannon. So Victor Gonzalez, a little bit of a sidearm drop. Lefty will deliver, and this one at 85, changeup in the dirt. Make it 1-2. John Utter with you. I got the Arizona feed on MLB TV, and it's still the Diamondbacks with a 3-0 lead. It's been that way since the first. Barosa with Moreno at first. 1-2 is the count, as Gonzalez will use his first disengagement and draw the chorus of the boos from the Chase Field crowd. Diamondbacks want to go to 4-2 on their season. The Yankees, if they do lose, it'll be their first of the season. There'll be some interesting things to write up in as far as storylines early in the year. Hopeful Sports Guy. 1-2. Big swing and a miss on a fastball at 95. And with the way that ball was moving, on the way that he sets up pitching here, kind of the sidearm and then rocket low, that's a very tough pitch to get to, I would think, for Gonzalez. You can understand why the Yankees might like this arm. Jake McCarthy, a little bit of a lefty on lefty situation here. So we'll see what we have right now on that same side. That is inside 85. Scott McGough now getting warmed up. It was Joe Mantiply. So we don't know if Joe's going to go in here in toward the 7th inning. But Troy Lavillo is getting some action. Well, not double barrel just yet. 1-0 against Jake. 95 splits right in the middle of the plate. Make it 1-1. So again, if his velocity is down about 1.5 miles, that 95 could have been 97. If he keeps around there and he gets back up to that, that's going to be devastating on the bullpen for Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman to use. 84 off the changeup, and this misses way low. Make it 2-1. Again, I think I have everything set back up here on the box score for ESPN, so we can kind of look at that. He's featuring a sinker and a slider. That's what they're going with right now. So that's what I'll label it as. This is Gabby on the hit and run. He's going to be able to get to third. So this is right in between the middle of the infield, past Gleyber Torres. And now the Diamondbacks have a chance to finally get something cooking again since the first inning, as Jake McCarthy gets another solid single. Gabe Moreno was all the way going and no chance for Gleyber Torres to get there. Good call there on the hit and run. That was hit at 105 miles an hour off the bat for Jake McCarthy. It's one of those high leverage spots now for Gonzalez, and Geraldo Perdomo trying to see if he can come through the switchback. Flip between the right and left. Has a slider, almost hit him in the back foot. 11 pitches into Gonzalez's day. Again, Cortez responsible for the runner at third, and then his pitching line would be done. If that reaches, he'll be responsible for 4 runs. He hasn't got any support today, though. Perdomo. Now another bad reach, and he is out. And Gabriel Moreno was stuck at third. I think Lavula was going to go ahead and send McCarthy anyway. If he did that on his own, trying to stay out of the double play. But that was a toss over, and Gonzalez had McCarthy dead to rights the whole way. And bad base running has graded to 3 outs with runners in scoring position in this game. Arizona did play 3 in the first. Who knows? That might come back to bite them in the 6th. As Perdomo now will take a fastball way low. Good block there by Jose Trevino. But some interesting base running calls there for the Diamondbacks. They're kind of playing the same way they did through the World Series, but this time they're getting caught quite a bit, although they have the 3-run lead. 87, hit well. We're going to force Soto just shy of the track as he makes the catch. And Gonzalez tightropes out of danger. That means Mr. Cortez's line's done. Let's go to the 7th. It's still 3-0 Arizona.
With more room, more cargo space, and more power. Get a stylish new 24 Highlander with 4.75 APR financing, or get up to $1,000 APR cash on Grand Highlander, plus 2 years no cost payments. Toyota, let's go places.
Your tap water is delicious. You know, right? It's this cold and smart universe. What do you think?
No, it's such a cool.
Yeah, I'm talking some too fast.
I'm also getting notes of lead. Perfection.
Spin it up.
Certified to reduce more than 70 contaminants. It's like having your own team of water experts. See the smart difference. Elegant.com.
Today is an early start for the intention. celebration of reversing the curse as the Fenway faithful welcome back the legendary 2014. Capped off with the Red Sox home opener against the Orioles, live on MLB Network. A revolutionary way to see the biggest moments from every day.
You can hear the roar of the crowd. Literally built the walls of the stadium. Walk out the dugout. This is legit.
That's probably the most hostile sporting event that I think I've ever been a part of.
What a run it was. It's alive. Now streaming a sensational documentary series taking a look back on the Diamondbacks run to the 2022 World Series. You can watch today on D-Backs YouTube and Facebook platform. Really well done. Thanks a lot. Check it out. Well worth your time. Always fun to relive that. Zach Gallen, tremendous through 6 innings. 6 scoreless, gave up only 3 hits. He walked 3, struck out 6. Got McGo on the base shot. Giancarlo Stanton to start the 7th. Scott worked a pair of scoreless outings in relief so far.
So Stanton, Verdugo, Volpe, 5, 6, 7. Scott McGo is going to go ahead and try to get through the rest of this game, at least for the 7th, as Stanton's going to pop one up. Moreno will take a look, but it'll be obligatory. It'll be a strike. 1-1 here for Giancarlo. Been a miserable day for him at the plate. Now his average down to 158, 1 home run, 1 RBI, but 2 strikeouts, 0 for 2, and none of them been close. One looking and one just flailing at Javi Baez style. So we'll see what McGo is going to feature here, as it's 1-1. It's a changeup at 87, just outside. That was a pretty close pitch, so a good eye there for Giancarlo. But he's got to find a way to get going here. I know it's very early, and the Yankees were 5-0. They could be 5-1, depending on what happens. As this is 86, right in on the black with another slider. So 4-seam and slider. Kind of looks more like a changeup. Not seeing that much movement. But 2-2. As this is another slider, and Stanton has got the hat trick of strikeouts. 0 for 3 now. My goodness. So Verdugo and Volpe, 6 and 7, as McGo is going to go ahead and get the punch out of Stanton. But I will tell you this, as I've said, with Boone, and again, the good start, you don't make changes, but you're going to be moving Stanton down in the lineup. You cannot have him toward the 4-5 spot if he continues to just punch out and look as poor as he has, especially at the start of the year. I know it's early, but Stanton hit 191 last year. And unless he's getting you 30, 35 home runs, that's just not going to cut it for me. That's just where I'm at with it. 1-1 against Verdugo. 2 fastballs, 1 made, 1 missed. That one just split the plate. It's McGo now at 84 with the slider. This should be short left field, no problem for Lourdes Gurriel. And 2 up, 2 down against the Yankees. Their bats have not been able to do anything right now against Diamondbacks pitching. Remember Zach Gallen in the first, with all those full count pitches and varieties. You had 4 the first day in full count. You had 5 full counts today. Didn't look like he was going to get off to a great start, but he did go 6 scoreless. And now we'll see if the Diamondbacks bullpen can close it out the rest of the way. Volpe. He has been excellent so far this year. His batting average in the 560s has been easily the most dangerous Yankees batter alongside Oswaldo Cabrera. 4 for 4 last night. He already started the single. Had first 5 hits in this series. Fastball at 1-1. That's a very tough take. He's going to take that one for a strike nonetheless and make it 1-1 as it was up near his eyes. Volpe 1 for 2 today with a single. 89, a good cut at the slider, but just out in front that was high, up in the zone. Make it 1-2 as he swung and missed. John out here with you. I got the Arizona feed. Diamondbacks up 3-0 still. It's been that way since the first inning. That is very close. It's going to be a strike 3 call. Volpe doesn't like it, but it was close to take. McGo with a couple of strikeouts. And now the Diamondbacks get set to stretch.
Opening day is truly special. It's awesome. Trying to get up to this start. That's the adrenaline. I've always tried to take those things in as they happen. This is that we're reliving. This is something creating memories.
Looking for a smarter way to mop? Try the Swiffer Palm Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. Our cleaning pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips that absorb and lock dirt away. And it has a 360-degree swivel head that goes places a regular mop just can't. So you can clean your home faster than ever.
The way that this is settled right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the final 6 outs for both teams. Yankees really have to get something going. I feel like we've been saying that since the 3rd inning, but that's just the way it is. It's no runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Yankees. 3 runs, 9 hits for the Diamondbacks. And that's still where we are.
Over there, that third base side, set his feet, making a nice firm throw over to first base. Nice stretch by Christian Morgan. They worked on that in spring training a lot. AFP, pitchers fielding practice.
And Victor Gonzalez, who got the same win last night. Came on to get
So let's go bottom 7 as you get set to stretch. It's Ketel Marte on the top of the order one more time for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Still nursing that 3-run lead they've had since bottom 1. Victor Gonzalez back out there in the lefty. Going to get another inning for Aaron Boone's squad. At least that's what they hope. Marte, Alexander, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will be the batters. 1, 2, 3, bottom 7. Honestly, in that first inning, it was just a host of singles. 4 singles turned into 3 runs, and that is where Arizona has been. They were kind of a buffoonery on the base paths with the bunt that turned them into a couple outs that could have been more, as Alexander was a good stab for Cabrera. But when he makes the throw over, it's Ketel Marte. He hasn't stopped running. He's still not stopped running. He's going to get to third. He could have been out at first, and the throw was wild from Cabrera. Rizzo couldn't pick it up, and what could have been out at first turns into a maybe just a single and an E2, but he goes from first. He could have been out at first. He goes to third base, as unfortunately for the Yankees, even if that went out of play, Marte would have been stuck at second. It does not. Ketel Marte could have been on at first. Instead, he's at third. That is absolutely insane. And now the Diamondbacks have an opportunity where a grand slam would only tie the game, almost close to a pitch clock violation against Gonzalez. But Blaze Alexander takes a ball. 2 for 3 with a run, an RBI, and a stolen base for the rookie. Starting his season 4 for 10, a cool 400 on the batting average. Has a chance to get a very easy RBI with a long enough sac fly as the Diamondbacks continually look to get warm. The side armor, Ryan Thompson, I believe, is going to be in the bullpen. That's what I have in my notes from the World Series side. Yeah, he is the side armor from the Tampa Rays. This one is scolded straight back, make it 2-1. Velocity looks just fine for me, even though they've said it's been down for about a mile and a half. That one at 94, but it caught too much part of the plate. Torello's squad, again, it's going to be interesting to see when Jordan Montgomery gets settled and get back into this rotation, gets healthy. You got Montgomery and Gallen. You got a hell of a 1-2 punch. And you got this Vaughn in the lineup. As much as the Yankees are, Diamondbacks are very good. They're very aggressive at running the bases. In this one, it's probably given them more trouble than it's been worth. But the 3-0 and the hell of an effort from Zach Gallen with the 6 scoreless. That's kind of settled it up right now for Arizona, and that's where they've been blanketed in. 3-1. Blaze will offer him a fastball. Could have taken a walk, but he wanted to take a healthy rip at it. Why not? He got count leverage. He's already got a couple of hits, so I'm not going to blame him for that. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will be due up next. As you got Marte at third, it could have even been out at first. High. And this one is a walk, 2 hits, and a walk. Third time on base for the rookie, Blaze Alexander. And now Aaron Boone going to go ahead and take the hook again. And we'll see what the call of the bullpen is going to be. Come right back. Diamondbacks in business with no outs, bottom 7.
Hi, I keep my home fresh with Febreze Sanctified Plus. And I use it. Febreze has a microchip to digitally control your scent is released so it doesn't fade. Does mine have a microchip? Oh, Febreze smells for stay fresh for 50 days. That makes you feel a long time. Febreze also has a refill reminder that even reminds you to refill it. So I never miss a day of freshness. Your home is fresh. Upgrade to Febreze Plus.
Ally Bank Smart Savings Tools can help you save 2 times more. For the things that are
So once we get word of the new pitcher, we'll throw that in. I'm looking at the ESPN box. Some NHL scoreboard for you. It looks like we have a couple more games still left to go. Everything else is all completed. The Wild beat the Sens 3-2. Bruins over the Preds 3-0. Islanders 2-1 over the Blackhawks. That does not help the Red Wings. Penguins win 6-3 over the Devils. Panthers lose 5-3 to the Canadiens. The Sabres win 6-2 over the Caps. Let me give you that scheduled set up there in the standings and click on the wild card. So the Islanders now just 1 point back of the Red Wings with 81. And the Capitals fall back into WC2 with 82 points. They stay there because the Red Wings have 75 games played. Caps have 74. Thank you for joining in. Swamp Thing listener there for the Yankees and the Diamondbacks. It is call the bullpen here. Jake Cousins will be coming in for the Bronx Bombers. They're still trying to hold on. It's a 3-0 deficit as Arizona's got runners on first and third. Blaze Alexander, Cattell Marte.
This guy's been an RBI machine so far this year. He has been swinging for the
So Jake Cousins is the new pitcher. He swings at the first pitch to Lourdes Gurriel Jr., pops it right up to Anthony Rizzo. Yankees are definitely going to take it, and they've noticed it on the Diamondbacks side of their broadcast. He's swinging at the first pitch a lot, and he is not getting anything. That time was a pop-up, but he's hit it to left, center, to right, now popped it up to first. Christian Walker. The double play is in order here for Jake Cousins. We'll see if he pitches to contact, as this will be Christian Walker at least trying to get in another RBI to make sure that grand slam distance doesn't beat them and only ties it. That's kind of what Jim Leland would always talk about. The old school manager for the Pirates and the Tigers, who I care for a great deal, again because of 2006 and 2012. 1-0 is the count here for Walker, as Jake Cousins deliver a knuckle curve at 81. That is a pretty good pitch on the outside bottom portion of the black. Seattle Mariners trying to get back into this portion of their ball game, bottom 7. It's now 5-2 with a runner in third. They were down 5-0 to the Guardians. Big leverage up back for Christian Walker. This is hit high, and it's gone! Christian Walker detonates, and it's a 6-0 game. 424 feet to left field, a no-doubt shot, and that's going to give the Yankees most likely their first loss of the season with a moonshot gone initially with a vapor trail, as Jason Benetti likes to throw out there. I have to use that because it was so good. This is top right portion of the box, right in the happy zone on a lefty hitter against a righty mismatch. And Christian Walker licking his chops as he smashes this thing into left center field. 6-0 Arizona. My, oh my, what a shot that was. And now Eugenio Suarez, if Jake Cousins is not careful here, this is another opportunity for some damage, courtesy of the home run ball. So this likely puts an end to the 5-game win streak for the Yankees. Never say never, but they have just 3 hits in this game. A 10-hit attack now for Arizona. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. That one error against Rizzo from Oswaldo Cabrera put Marte to third, and that did the rest of the damage. Suarez, wild pitch, not going to matter because the bases have just been cleared courtesy of Christian Walker. So Jake Cousins is unhooked for 1 run. Victor Gonzalez, feel bad for him. He's going to get plated for a couple of those as he departed. That was a curveball in the happy zone, but swung up front did Suarez. He'll take a seat. Dave Moreno now will be due up next. So Arizona going to try to get right back in and split this series so far. You got one more game, I believe, between these two before the Yankees have their home opener. I'll get a chance to look at that right now before we go too far into it. Again, you got, let me just make sure I'll click on the full schedule. Yeah, you got Arizona, a getaway game, 3:40 tomorrow, and the 105 for Toronto, 7:05, and 1:35, and then Miami also comes in the Yankees. So 6 on the road, 6 at home. They'll have their home opener against the Blue Jays on Friday after a day off Wednesday. So pretty good setup there for the Yankees. Moreno goes fishing on a pitch that's nowhere close. But Christian Walker, how do you do, sir? 3-run shot. And now Arizona a big. It's 6-0.
You know poop is coming, but you know you have nothing to fear. Pepper swaddlers with new block barrier helps prevent up to 100% of leaks, even blowout. Don't fear blowout with Pepper swaddlers.
With over 50 million sold, Verdugo set the standard for dependability and value. Now it's in the same for crossovers with the new Corolla Cross. Everything you love about a Corolla now comes in an SUV with available all-wheel drive and hybrid powertrain and connectivity for all your devices. Now get a new gas-powered 24 Corolla with 4.75 APR financing, or lease one for $239 a month with 2 years no cost payments. Toyota, let's go places. Becoming a champion takes perfection. Make it perfect, then it'll be perfect day in 24.
Hurry up and try new Little Caesars Crazy Puffs. They're 4 fun-sized puffs packed with layers of pepperoni, cheese, and sauce, and only $3.99. So what are you waiting for? Try them now.
You heard it. We need to go try these new Little Caesars Crazy Puffs right now.
Enjoy delicious new Crazy Puffs on the go for just $3.99. Only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza. See everything your restaurant can do with tools from Square. Get a peek by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, 6-0. D-back swag against these Yankees. They've up-hit New York 10-3. They'll continue the series in a game apiece. Christian Walker's third of the year. 6 and I'll start the 8th inning. Right-hander Ryan Thompson making his third appearance of the year. Volpe Cabrera, the third baseman.
So no need for the Diamondbacks to use probably some of their better arms. Sidearmer Ryan Thompson, former Tampa Bay Ray, will check in against the 8-9-1 portion of the order. It'll be Oswaldo Cabrera, Jose Trevino, and Gleyber Torres. As this is 91 sidearm right in. And again, for me, just playing MLB The Show or watching some of the stuff in between sports, as we kind of put everything in between baseball, hockey, football, basketball, a mix of all of that, college hockey, all that too. Side armors, man, I think that's one of the most difficult thing to hit. You got to be able to find your pitch from a certain location and get it done. Other than that, besides hitting a baseball, I think doing everything else in hockey is probably the toughest. 2-1. This is right in on the hands. It's fouled right off of Cabrera, and he's going to take an extra beat just to make sure to get that shin guard on the left side of his leg and shake everything out right now. It's been that kind of day right now for the Yankees offense. Just 3 hits and 1 error in comparison to a 6-run, 10-hit attack for the Arizona Diamondbacks, trying to even this 3-game series at a game apiece. They got one more, and then the Yankees will get an off day, and then they go back home to Yankee Stadium for their home opener against the Blue Jays. So that should be a lot of fun to watch in the AL East this year. That is a great pitch for Thompson, but they say Cabrera held up, and that was so close. Could have went 50-50 as far as punching him out. But Cabrera is going to see another pitch. This is important because the Yankees are in the final 6 outs, and they're down by that many runs. 90. This is toward left field. This is going to be just shy of the warning track for Lourdes as he makes the catch. So no problems in the field, but for Lourdes, he's had a tough day at the dish, 0 for 4. He's been spraying it all over the field. They will sub out Trevino, and Austin Wells is going to catch the rest of this game. So Austin Wells, again, they didn't have the tracker there on the Arizona side, but we'll get set to check in with his fine mustache, I guess. He kind of looked like Jake Rogers a little bit. Or a third of an inning, I should say, for Ryan Thompson. He's going to get this 8th, and then we'll see what they go with the 9th. I mean, you could go with Miguel Castro, go with Frias, whoever you want to close. You don't have to use any of your top arms. They're going to miss Paul Sewald for a while. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous pitch at 91, and that is in the inside black on a sinker, and that has a ton of movement to it as Austin Wells gets set to dig in. He's the new catcher here for the rest of this game, maybe just for 6 more outs essentially on this side across both. It doesn't look like the Yankees are going to be able to plate 7. That's what they would need to win it. 1-1. Another sinker. This one caught the fat part of the plate. Gurriel's in the same spot he was, just shy of the warning track, and makes the catch. And now it'll be Gleyber Torres. So it looks like the Yankees, who started the season 5-0, have just 3 hits today. They've been completely shut down by the Arizona Diamondbacks pitching staff. They look like they're going to take their first L. Hell, even if they started 5-2 to begin the year, considering they played Arizona and Houston in the first 7 games, I think if you're a Yankees fan, you would definitely take that. Gleyber, Q shot. Eugenio, no problem. Ryan Thompson, scoreless safe. Yankees got 3 more outs left, but one more time with the bat rack for the D-backs. Let's go bottom 8. It's 6-0. Appreciate the likes across the board here and following along. We're going to get set to close out this game, and it's not going to be a long one here, probably about 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours, 25 minutes, something like that. It's all Arizona, in some 3-run innings, one in the first and then one in the seventh. And that's kind of the way that it's gone right now for the Yanks. Again, the runs, 3 for Arizona is how many hits the Yankees have. They're down 6-0, and they'll be down to their final 3 outs of the game. Arizona one more time at the bat rack, you would think, and that's all they're going to get. I said are Arizona and New York both playoff teams in 2024? 6 votes. All of you say yes. I think all of you are very smart people. So it'll be 7-8-9 one more time for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Jake Cousins back out there. He surrendered the 3-run salvo to Christian Walker. It's now 6-0 Arizona. An 81-mile-an-hour pitch does not get the call on the cutter. And we will do it again. Again, I'm looking at some of the things on Instagram, and Kalkaska Battlers for MIHL, they're excited about their MIHL playoff berth here for the local assignment. Good stop here for Volpe as he goes ahead and throws it out at first toward Rizzo. And Barossa is turned away. It'll leave it up for Jake McCarthy. Again, I will have the games in between the Gaylord Snow and the Waterford Sharks, those both at Lakeland Ice Arena, Friday and Saturday. So that's why no more YouTube streams for me for the rest of the week, because I'll get my prep, get everything all settled here, get cleaned up on Wednesday. Thursday will be a complete off day as we'll look through the notes. And then Friday, Saturday is back-to-back broadcasts. So if you want to follow along, I'll have that all on the socials. It'll be on Go Live Sportscast. You can watch Puck Drop. Will be 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday, 7:30 Eastern on Saturday in a best of 3. There's only 2 rounds out of the 6 teams. 4 teams make it. So best of 3, anything can happen in between the Snow and the Sharks. So I hope to see you guys there on the Friday, Saturday at Lakeland Ice Arena. 0-2. Quickly the count against Jake McCarthy as Jake Cousins trying to make his 8th inning a little bit cleaner than the 7th. And McCarthy half-hearted offer, and he shakes his head in disgust as he'll go ahead and take the K. Geraldo Perdomo essentially be the last at bat. Bryce Travis getting warm. I think the 9th inning is going to be his. So Bertrand Lavolo is going to be happy to not have to use his top end bullpen arms, although Ryan Thompson kind of looks like that. Thinking about Ginkel as well from the World Series side when they do get Paul Sewald back. I know Sewald didn't have a great World Series, but Kevin Ginkel, man, was he really, really good. He was someone that you would normally see with the lead as well. Perdomo, good curveball here for Cousins, as now it's 1-1. And the staff for the Arizona Diamondbacks has been very good. They mentioned Corbin Carroll got the day off, but not the pitching staff. I think Steve Bertheume has hit the nail on the head here, as this has been a very good performance from the Diamondbacks. Again, you think about several seasons ago, they're probably right where the Tigers were, the Kansas City Royals. The last Diamondback shutout of the Yankees was Game 2 of the 2001 World Series, 2001 World Series, when they won it. 1-2. Curveball way outside. Again, I was stumbling all over my words when it comes to numbers. A little bit of a rookie mistake, 2001 World Series. And Diamondbacks remember that quite well. That was a hell of a World Series. 2-2. This is a fastball, and this is going to stay alive as this goes right to Juan Soto in right field, just away for Gleyber Torres. And that means Ketel Marte gets one more opportunity at the bat rack. And if it gets to Blaze Alexander again, there might be all trouble here because he has been brilliant. He might get player of the game, although I might consider to give that to Zach Gallen or maybe the entire pitching staff. But Blaze Alexander is definitely one of them. 1 for 4, double reach on air. 2 runs scored for Ketel. 6-0 lead for Arizona. Trying to get an add-on run. 82 with a knuckle curve, and that is just outside of the box. 0-1. Good take for Ketel. as he's rocking the double chains, the beads, everything else. He's got the full swag going on right now. One of the very best players in Major League Baseball. I don't think he gets as much credit as he should, especially considering over the last few years before this team got together, that Ketel Marte, who has unquestionably been their best player at the time, now it's Corbin Carroll, I get it, but Marte is still a mainstay. He had to play in the outfield because he didn't have anyone else. 95. And this one will go, followed straight back, so nothing wrong with the velocity. Perdomo was on a hit and run. We'll have to go back to first. Again, 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Yankees today, who've had nothing going for them, which was quite a surprise. I knew Zach Gallen was not very sharp in the first, but he really settled in. And there's just never any chance for the Yankees right now. They have 3 more outs, though. And he will take a curveball way down low. Make it 2-2 as Cousins again. The late hit for Perdomo has gotten this game to change a little bit. We'll see if that continues. Here's another slider. This one will go through the catcher. Goes all the way to the backstop. Now to third goes the runner on that side, Perdomo. So this could have been a very easy end of the inning. And now the Diamondbacks have an opportunity to do some more damage because it bled right through Austin Wells. So Ketel Marte, for the second time in as many as bats, will reach on an error. Boy, oh boy, that is just not good defense there for the Yankees. That'll be their second error of the ball game, and it's going to bring up one of their best hitters today, in Blaze Alexander. Unless they're going to take him out and put in Jace Peterson. That's what I thought I heard him saying. It is Jace Peterson. So Blaze Alexander's day is done. I guess he didn't want to hurt the batting average. They'll give Jace an opportunity with a 6-run lead, I guess. 2-11. 6 home runs, 37 RBI in 134 games last year. Has not had an at-bat in this series so far. 1-0 against Cousins. Slider way outside the zone. Have to come out of the crouch, did Wells, after that just bled through his legs. So runners at first and third. Arizona still has an opportunity to do some more damage. It's not like they need any more runs, but they'll definitely take it. 2-0. Hitters count for Peterson. He does offer at it. A pitch nowhere near the zone. He was swinging before the pitch ever came out of Cousins' hands. So pitching in line for Jake, 1 2/3, 2 hits, 1 earned, 4 strikeouts. He's featured nothing but sliders in this at bat, 2-1. This time a fastball at 95 will make it 3-1. And again, you don't want to get too crazy here, but Lourdes Gurriel would reach if Jace Peterson gets on bat to go ahead and take another one. This is a take, and the runner at first, Ketel Marte, can get on the run here. Full count for Cousins, trying to get through 2 innings of work. Again, he's only given up 1 technically because the other 2 were charged to Gonzalez. And this almost hit Peterson in the foot anyway. Bases loaded. Lourdes Gurriel has had a very rough game. He's flown out to left, center, right, and first base side. And now the Yankees pitching coach will come right back out with Cousins. And the bases loaded and 2 outs. And they'll have an extra word here. So hosts the first pitch out for Lourdes Gurriel everywhere, all the way across, sprayed across that spray chart for first pitch out. Now he's got the bases loaded. He's already 0 for 4. You know he wants to come through here. Is he going to swing at the first pitch again? He's already done that 3 times. Gurriel does not offer this time at the slider. make it 1-0. Mercifully here for the Yankees, already down 6. Kind of wonder how much effort they're going to put into the bat racks. Again, you are major leaguers for a reason at 82. That's more of a sinker. And this one will find the plate at 1-1 on the inside black. Lourdes Gurriel trying to come through in a big moment. Diamondbacks already way out in front, but it's bases loaded, 2 outs. Gurriel 95 in on the hands. Good velocity, good location there for Jake. Make it 1-2. If Gurriel does reach this scoreline, will change, and it will also bring up Christian Walker, who made it a 6-0 game last time he was up. 1-2 is the count. In a big swing, half-hearted at that, but Gurriel stays alive. 0 for 4 in this game right now. John Under within the call. I got the Arizona feed courtesy of MLB TV. Diamondbacks up 6 on the Yankees. Yankees in danger of going to 5-1 on the season in their first loss. Diamondbacks would be 4-2. Extra step off the rubber and grab the rosin bag for Jake Cousins, and definitely is understandable. This is a giant leverage at bat. Cousins already served up a 3-run salvo. You don't want to give up a grand slam here and balloon that ERA, because those would all be his. Spiked in the dirt. Pass Wells. This is going to score a run. And Austin Wells, again, that was a difficult spike, but a little bit of butterfingers back there. And that is going to score another run. And the nightmare of errors behind the dish, this time the second one, this one was spiked. And no chance, I don't think, for Wells to stop it nonetheless. But another run for Arizona. I don't think he was going to try to barehand that one, it looks like. He got caught in between. Now Gurriel will hit it right to left to Verdugo. He lined out hard, but the Diamondbacks get another run. 7-0. Yankees now. It's their last hope with Soto, Judge, and Rizzo, and then we'll close it out for good.
What if we grew from a greener angle? With lusher lawns using less water, leaning towards simpler solutions. Built from a new angle with Pennington. And water.
Yeah, let's go. Hold on. Yeah. Got you good with pizza? That was nasty. What are we thinking? Too large? Toppings for pizza. Pepperoni?
I thought we were getting tired.
I'm sorry, I got to call you back. I'm done.
Big man, well, we're cooking over here, right?
Well, guys, what we said at the top of the show, the Diamondbacks, after a disappointing night last night, needed to turn to Zach Allen, and boy, did he deliver. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and plumbing full place of the game. Or really did struggle with this man early, but he just found his pinpoint. Got him chasing a lot of pitches out of the strike zone, had that effective fastball up. Zach Allen was Zach Allen tonight, number one. He walked 2 of the first 3 batters and really was missing badly with his fastball in the first, but boy, did he ever settle down. The Yankees have had only 1 runner reach as far as second base in the entire ballgame, and that was Volpe back in the second inning. Up 1-1, 2-3-7, Thompson for 8, now Bryce Jarvis. That's a 7-0 lead in the ninth. Reese Peterson takes over at second base. It's out on 10. They're getting from Blake Alexander.
So Bryce Jarvis set to close it out. Diamondbacks up 7-0. Not much for the Yankees to do. In fact, they've had just 1 runner to second base this entire game. Bryce Jarvis Saturday against the Rockies, 51 pitches, 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. Get a chance to close it out. Soto with an uppercut swing. Who wants it? McCarthy looks like he's going to get it. We'll call everybody off and make the catch. And now Soto is out. So it's going to be Judge and Rizzo. And if no one else reaches, that's going to be the ball game. Yankees, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error. 7 runs, 11 hits for Arizona. All Arizona in this game. It's interesting because Zach Gallen, again, that first inning was not very good, but he was able to get through 6 scoreless, and then Yankees just nothing in this game. 97 for Jarvis on an inside fastball to Judge. So 1-0. This is Judge's 3rd time at the bat rack. Spiked a pitch way outside the zone, and that was blocked by Moreno, even though it didn't even have to be. And I'm going to just double check there. This was a slider from what they have. Is Verdugo is sitting off the outstretched step, but again, it'll take a while for him to get there and send the batting order. This at 86, Aaron Judge will skyscraper this thing and take a couple extra steps for Barossa. No problem. He'll make the catch, and it's going to leave it up to Anthony Rizzo. He's the last hope for the Yankees, who have been silenced by the Arizona Diamondbacks pitching staff. An impressive performance for Diamondbacks. Again, we also talked about the first inning where they could have had more runs if not for some boneheaded base running. But that really hasn't mattered right now. They've just taken the 3 runs and they won the game essentially after the bottom of the first inning because the Yankees had never responded. It was 3-0, bottom 1. Then you got in the 7th, it was 6-0. In the 8th, he scored a run on a wall pitch. Diamondbacks have a 7-0 lead. And Rizzo, the final out for the Bronx Bombers here, who did no such thing in this game. 0-1. Change up outside at 89. And Rizzo still trying to keep himself alive. 0 for 3 Rizzo today. I should say same amount of at-bats for Judge, but he did get 1 walk. Should have had 2. One of those in a strikeout. That was unfairly called, a little bit below the zone. And then at 88, similar thing for Rizzo. And he just shakes his head and turns in disgust because that's what Judge dealt with on that side. But the strike zone has been consistent for both of these teams. I can say that behind the plate. Jarvis trying to deliver the final strike. Rizzo will see 1 more pitch as the fans will be getting up to their feet again. And they have a lot to celebrate about in this game, I'll tell you. Arizona Diamondbacks will go to 4-2. Yankees will fall to 5-1. Impressive start to the season for New York, but they had a roadblock here, and it was called the Arizona Diamondbacks. Pitching more likely too. 1-2 on Rizzo. Will this be the final pitch? Way high out of the crouch. A little bit of extra velocity there at 97 for Jarvis as well. And we'll have to do it 1 more time. Giancarlo, if he does reach, will be on deck, but he's not looked good at all. Rizzo now. Pitch clock down to 2. Jarvis delivers. And this will go down the left field line. Foul, and we'll see another one. So credit to Anthony Rizzo. He was kind of the heart and soul for the Chicago Cubs. He is staying alive right now as the final at-bat in the 9th. Window dressing or not, that is what you want to see from these players. 2-2. Rizzo. This is going to be a soft flip from Walker to the pitcher covering, and the Arizona Diamondbacks get a dominating shutout effort over the New York Yankees. They win this one 7-0. And when I see you again, it will be next week's side. I got some water for Sharks playoffs this weekend. I hope you'll join me on the Friday, Saturday side of the Go Live Sportscast. But signing off for this baseball cast, 7-0 final, Arizona all over the Yankees. We'll talk to you soon. That's your final, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. 7-0 Diamondbacks all over the Yankees. It was a pair of 3-run salvos for Arizona in the 1st. In the 7th, they scored on a wild pitch in the 8th. That was all they needed, as the Yankees only got a runner to a second base one time in the 7-0 loss. I'll catch you guys next week on the YouTube side, but after that it'll be the Waterford Sharks and the Gaylord Snow for me, local assignment Friday, Saturday. 8 o'clock puck drop Friday, 7:30 puck drop on Saturday. I'll have that across all socials. Hope you join me then, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you on Friday and Saturday. Peace.